Hi guys, so welcome back to my channel. My name is Faith and this is the Informatic Chick channel. It's all about sharing resourceful information. Yes, that's what people know me for. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you. If you're new here, you're welcome to this channel. It's all about providing information for you as a new migrant in Canada and outside Canada. But for now, information is mostly for Canadians, people coming into Canada. We hope to expand. And then if you're not yet in Canada, you can watch our videos, get more on what to do, coming in here, the culture shock. I'm not going to tell you, just click on my videos, watch, like, please share. Thank you so much. So today I'm having a guest. We've had her before. She's a consultant. I'll have her introduce herself, but she's talked about how to migrate as a student into Canada. So let's make welcome our guest. Uju, you have the stage.
Thank you so much, Faith. It's so good to be here. Like she said, my name is Uju. I run an international student recruitment agency here in Canada. So simplified, what that means is that we help our partner schools recruit Nigerians or other students who would like to come to Canada to study either for their postgraduate or undergrad courses. So basically that's what we do.
Okay.
So that's okay. So
all right. So
what we have
putting a disclaimer out there. We're not certified consultants. Whatever we're sharing here is based on our experience as Nigerians newly migrated to Canada. So you can still go back and do your research online. The IRCC has a lot of information on anything you want to do. If you want any information, just go straight to IRCC website. I'm going to put the link somewhere so you can see the right website, because there are a lot of lawyers out there. There are lots of consultants out there. But if you need specific information on migrating to Canada, what you need, documents you need to apply for, whatever pathway we want to go to, there are several pathways to migrate into Canada, over 60 pathways that you don't know, but you don't know because you don't research. So today we're going to be talking about how to access funds for your school, how to bring in your family members, and converting your stay as a student into becoming a PR. So first of all, we'll talk about scholarship. So Uju, can you tell us how can one access the scholarships? Anyone you know, you can talk about it.
Okay, so I think I would just start with, the key question here is, how can I fund this dream to study in Canada? How do I fund my education in Canada?
Yeah.
So I would say that there are so many ways you can do that. Now, and of course, the very first one would be wherever you are, you can spend some time to save up for your education. That is an option. Or if you already have some investment, or even in some instances, there are some companies that actually fund their employees to come to Canada to study. You might want to actually check with your HR if such opportunities exist. I mean, that would be like the first point of call. And then secondly, in terms of scholarships, there's so many scholarships available to international students. First of all, I am aware that there are some scholarships that are jointly organized by both, like the government of Nigeria and the government of Canada. Yeah. You want to research if there are such opportunities in Nigeria, if Nigerian government want to send people to Canada or Ghanaian government. So you want to check with your own government first to see if there are opportunities like that. However, before we even talk about scholarship, let's also talk about loan opportunities.
Yes.
Yes, because I'm aware that there are a number of companies right now that are willing to lend funds for education, both here in Canada and across the world. So, like we said, it's always important to just research. There's a lot of information out there,
people don't read.
Exactly, that you can look into and see what fits your own reality. Then in terms of scholarship, there are so many scholarship opportunities, so many. The Canadian government graciously actually gives out scholarships to students. However, what I found out is that most of these scholarships are given to people with very high academic performance. That is very key. So if your past results or what your current experience does not have something extraordinary, you will want to do some work. Okay. And then secondly, there are actually scholarships for students who are already in Canada. So sometimes, even if you don't get a scholarship before you arrive, like I didn't, I mean, I came here as a student, like we said, we're sharing our experiences. I came here as a student. I didn't have a scholarship at the time I arrived. But when I came, I got one because I was doing well in school. It's based on my performance. And there were loads and loads of scholarship opportunities that the schools advertise. And students are allowed to just, whatever fits or whatever you qualify for, you apply. And people get scholarship as students all the time.
Yes.
Now, aside from that, there are scholarships that are given to, especially I found out during my own research that if you're interested in like thesis, research, there are loads of scholarship opportunities for people who are interested in research, much more than people who are doing coursework. So there are, different sectors are looking for people who will come in, with new thought lines, new ideas, opportunities, yes, innovations to improve what already exists. So there are a lot of opportunities for scholarship in that area. So you want to look at that. Now, Faith, I can share a link on, a resource on scholarships, available scholarships in Canada. There are scholarships from non-profit organizations. Wow. You want to look into that. Yes. So aside from the government, non-profit organizations give scholarships. There are even some private organizations like TD, BM. They actually have scholarship opportunities for international students. What is key is being able, so there is no easy way out. I think the problem is that most of the time people say, okay, I just want scholarship. They won't just pluck it from the tree and drop it on your lap. There is work that goes on. They don't just give out scholarships because they just want to give anybody money. Do you understand? So what are you bringing on board? That's actually what answers the question. So for most of these scholarships, you see that the criteria, eligibility criteria is typically, what do you have? What is your experience? Do you understand? What can you share with the scholarship body? So your experience and being able to package your application. So now, what do I mean by, let me give you an instance. So if, for instance, a scholarship call is asking for students who are into, let's say, green energy. Okay, and they want you to do a research in green energy. You have to be able to understand what is the objective of this scholarship. What are they looking? So it means that you have to be grounded in that sector to be able to know what are the, what is the trend? What is the trend in that particular sector, and what innovation can you bring on board? So scholarship is not like, you just, I'm interested in scholarship, let me just get a scholarship. You have to be able to do the work. You have to be able to look at what is their need. What is the objective? Because even the person, like the funders, they have an objective for that project. There are some, they want to support people who are, low income earners. So do you meet that qualification? There are some that they want to sponsor people who are excellent in their academic performance. Do you meet that? So you have to know what the funder is looking out for. And then you fit that with your own realities and your own skill set or your own experience. And then you're able to bring innovation that can, get you that approval that you're seeking for. So being able to understand what the funder is looking out for, matching that with your own experience, and being able to package your application. We can't overemphasize that, because if you have something in your head and you're not able to communicate it properly, there's no magic. The person will not be able to approve it. So you have to be able to tie all of these loose ends together and put an application that, that speaks to what you're talking about. And you will get approval. So, I have experiences of seeing people who got full tuition. Even in my own department, yes, full tuition straight from Nigeria.
Wow.
The course is fully funded. Okay, so what
Does
is
it
it?
cover their living expenses?
No, in this
Okay.
instance, it covers full tuition. So
Okay.
you're not paying anything. I
And
mean, that
books.
is like as a student, if you don't have tuition to pay,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, almost all
Are you
your
coming to
troubles
school?
solved.
Yeah.
Really, yes,
Mm-hmm.
because it's the international tuition fee that it can be such a challenge for a lot of people. So if you can have something to knock that off, then your living expenses become like less of a problem, at least less of a headache for you. So like in that instance, like in my own department, there are opportunities like that, and I have looked into it. You see that the province where I live, there are different areas that they are looking to gain more information, more insight on how they can solve some of those problems. And they're
Yeah.
looking for young people who will bring their own experience, from wherever they are coming from, and be able to, bring some insight into how they can solve some of those problems. And so if you're doing such a proposal, you have to be able to understand, for instance, what your experience is, understand what is going on the island. What are they looking out for? What is the problem they're trying to solve? And
So
then
yeah,
once you
problem
can
solving.
infuse that, you see that, I mean, you have an approval and you can make your dream come true. So it's work. Scholarship is work. There are opportunities, but you have to be willing to do the work. That's
Work.
that's what I tell people. Once you put in the work, you will see the result.
You have to be willing to do the work. For those of you that cannot do the work, Uju is here for you to guide you. There are terms and conditions. So you probably have to send her a mail or reach out to me. Our mails are there, and you get what you want easily, just like that, by putting in the work. So Uju, I've had people that said, okay, I want to come with my family. How possible is this? What are those opportunities available to bring in your family as a student?
Okay, so I will start by saying that for me, I'm a student and I'm here with my family.
Amazing. Did you come with them at first?
Oh, so in my own case, I came first.
Okay.
Yes. And then about 5 months later, my family came to join me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, according to this is based on, I mean, what IRCC says. I tell people check that site. Things keep changing. You might be shocked. I mean, we might have a more favorable policy tomorrow. So just keep checking. But I know that as of today, IRCC says that international students are partners and dependents, okay, are eligible to either get for your spouse an open work permit and for your children to study here in Canada, depending on your own on your own goals. And also international students dependent as well can also come to visit. They may be eligible for a visiting visa or a work permit and study permit if you meet the requirement. Now, some people say, oh, I just want to know which one is faster. I tell people it's not about which one is
Yeah, they're
faster.
not patient.
Exactly. You have to check what the requirement is and then ask yourself, what do I want? What do I mean by that? Like in our own case, when we wanted to apply for my family, some people say, oh no, let them just come for visiting visa. Let them just, and we asked one question. If my spouse comes in with a visiting visa, how are we going to pay the bills if he can't work? Because as a visitor, you don't
You're not
have the
allowed to
permit to
work.
work.
True.
So, I mean, yes, because he's eligible for a work permit means that he can get a work permit while he's in Canada. But that would take time. So if you have all the money to fund the bill while you're processing your work permits from within Canada, maybe that is an option for you. And truly, there are people that's an option for, because for instance, I know people who are here and their husband probably have a more lucrative job in Nigeria or where they are coming from and wouldn't want to leave that job. So the person just wants to visit. So in that case, just check the eligibility. I mean, you have a dependent, you have your spouse or your partner here in Canada studying, so you meet that requirement. Do you have your proof of funds? You have your proof of funds? Are you able to you fill in the applications and all of those that are required? So you have to know what do you want per case? So in our own case, we did an open work permit for my husband, and then we did study permit for my kids, and that was approved. So
Amazing.
you can either do a visiting visa according to IRCC or a work permit for your partner. So it depends on you and how you want to go about it. But just note that visiting visas, you can't work except you get your work permit, while you're here in Canada.
Okay, that's a lot of information you have shared. So, and then can you transfer that type of visa to PR, becoming a PR while you're in?
Okay, so now I know that on IRCC's site, there are different pathways to becoming a permanent resident of Canada. I mean, like we said, these things keep changing. That's why it's always good to just research. But I know, I mean, the last time I checked that there's so many pathways. So, I mean, there's the skilled immigrant pathway, and even different provinces have different ways. So it's not like automatic, because you came to study in Canada, you get a PR. No, it's not automatic. You have to be able to meet the eligibility criteria. The only thing is that as a student, there's a pathway. So if you have a postgraduate degree in Canada, there is a pathway for you to become a permanent resident. If you're working in Canada, whether you're maybe a skilled worker under the NOC system, or you're doing an intermediary work, like, okay, what do I mean by that? So Canada has classifications for different professions. So if you look on the site, you can check what category, whatever you're doing,
it's now called the tier.
fits into the tier system. So for instance, maybe you're a manager, you check if you're on 0. So they have different classification, and so some is skilled, some is called trade, some is intermediary. So for instance, someone who is a carpenter is under trade. Someone who is an IT professional is a skilled worker. So these different classification also determine the criteria. So for instance, I know that because, I mean, that's where I fit in. For a skilled worker, you need to have a degree, a postgraduate degree, to meet the requirement. For instance, one of the requirements for a trade occupation, you might not need a postgraduate degree. You might just need a high school diploma. So being able to know where you fit in, you have to look at IRCC's site and see the different pathways. And then, like I said, provinces as well have different opportunities depending on where you are. So, I mean, I can tell for where I am because I'm interested in that pathway and I'm reading it up for myself. Do you understand? So whichever province you are, they've made provisions for, different pathways for international students to convert or to transit to becoming a permanent residency. So you have to be able to look at those pathways and see which one most fits your situation, which one you fit or you meet the eligibility criteria, and then you can take that on. So, but I know that key things that cause, one thing that it's very clear, is not automatic. You don't just move from becoming a student to becoming a peer, permanent resident. You have to be able to meet the requirement of IRCC and choose a pathway that works for you and then follow it through.
Wow, there's been a lot of information here this morning. And before we close for today, okay, you said you're going to be sharing link for scholarship and loan as well.
Yes.
And then there's this company called Empower. I think I did a video on that. So you guys go check my video and watch that. They give loan, they give scholarship, and also career advice. So they don't just leave you, they help you through the way. So before coming to Canada, what are the why, the what, when, and when a student should consider? And then we'll call it a day.
Okay, so
before coming to Canada as a student,
you want to know
what are the things you should consider?
Exactly.
Because some people come here and they're like, why am I here? They're doing a course. I'm like, why am I doing this course?
Exactly. So there are so many things that you need to consider in terms of, you need to first of all define for yourself, why do I need to live where I am to come and school in Canada? That has to be very clear to you. I mean, it's different things for different people. Why do you want to come to Canada to study? For some people, it could be, I want to improve myself. I want to have a global edge to my profession. I want to be able to get exposed to diverse cultures. So there's so many reasons why people choose to come and study in Canada. Okay. So, but if you don't know what your why is, then that's a problem. Okay. And then in defining your, you ask yourself, what course or what am I coming to do? Because if you know your why, then you're able to say, okay, what is it? What do I need to do? Now, because of my position and what we do in the agency, being able to help students, kind of, match them with a school or a course of interest. Okay. So if you want to do a particular course, you need to ask yourself, why? Why do I want to do this course? Is it lucrative? Does my experience match this course I'm looking out to do? What can I, what will be, what is the requirement? And then what is the outlook in terms of post degree?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you have to know, what do I want to earn? Will this kind of job earn me that? Well, sorry, this kind of course earn me that? What do I want to, with this course, get me to where that I'm aiming to be? Okay. I've heard people say, oh, ma, please, I just want to do a course that will earn money. Do you have the skills?
Exactly.
Okay, so it's being able to look at all of those things. And then, of course, for some people, you have to also look at school. You have a preferred province, or maybe probably you have family members to help provide that soft landing that you need. So all of these are things you're going to kind of look at and then decide which course you want to do. Okay, so it's important, because if you're not grounded on why you're even living or coming to Canada to study in the first place, once you have a wind of challenge, you're going to have issues. Because there's no route that is easy. Whether you're in your country or you're in a new country, it's challenging to actually relocate to school, or for whatever reason, you're coming to a different place to school. So you have to be aware of all of these things and count your costs. Just like the Bible will say, count your costs. You don't just start building without thinking through what is the cost. So you have to be able to look at all of those factors and then decide that this is what I want to do at this time, in my life. Timing is also key. Somebody might say,
what is the right time?
Is this the right time? This might not be the right time. You might want to wait another 2 years and it will become the right time. For somebody else, this might be your right time. So it just kind of is different for different folks. Just being able to understand that, that is the first step to making a move.
Yeah. Understanding the country. Do you want to come in winter? Do you want to come in summer? Understanding the school terms, when they are resuming, when admission is starting. Some people, for admission for January, they finished in the year before, November. So you need to know all those timelines. So guys, if you're looking for someone to keep you in touch with these timelines, Uju is here for you. That's why she's here. She's here to tell you schools are available, when the right time to apply, documents you need to apply for your visa is very key. Some people say, oh, I need a lot of money. No, you don't. I've seen people that they've come with the loan, the scholarship, with even little money. You never know what the visa officer is looking for, but you don't know until you try, right? You try.
That's it.
Take your first step. Yes, take the first step and just try. Take a leap of faith. Get on the boat, and if you're sure this is what God wants for you and you've planned and prepared for it, just do it, not fear. I know, if, like I said, I know a family who a lot of people were saying, oh, don't come, don't apply for your whole family. But she applied for everyone and they are here, and soon they also will be getting their PR just like you as well. So thank you guys for watching. We're coming to an end. If you're just joining us, please rewind, start from the beginning of this video, subscribe, share, like, follow us on the Informative Chick. We've been talking with Uju, who is the founder of Womba Consults and Education Agency. They are not certified yet consultants, but they're on their way to. So whatever information.
So let me correct that.
Okay.
So we run an education agency. Okay.
Yeah.
However, for the visa application, so for our placement for schools. We
All
have
right.
schools that we're affiliated to, and we're able to place students. However,
Awesome.
we have partners who are certified immigration consultants
Consultants that you can
who
work with.
help our clients with their visa application process. So personally, I'm not certified, but we have partners in our team who
Awesome.
can help with your visa application process.
Awesome. So everything you want is here. Application for visa, for PR, for students, whatever work, trade, just contact details will be shared in the description and also my email. So in case you are looking for contact and more information, you can also put it on the comment section, ask a question, and I'll respond. So from me, Zivai, thank you so much, guys, for hanging out, and see ya later next week.
Thank you, Faith. Bye, everyone.
All right. Bye, Uju. Okay, let me stop recording.